Hi everyone, so this is going to be the last episode of this series for Nobody Talks Anymore. So we thought we'd flip it on our head and we'd speak to Sam. So we've got me and James actually interviewing Sam, getting to know more about her, and hopefully answers all the questions that you want to know via Twitter. So how did you actually get into the music to start with?
Do you know what? I don't know. It feels like such a long time ago. I guess the whole new music thing came about after, sort of on the back of me doing that show at the Empire, September 2019. So I had like loads of unsigned bands, or unsigned at the time. The Latham, City Lights, Colour Youth, Roadside. Who else? Blimey. Someone else. Who else?
They're not going to like you now.
No, they're devastated.
Yeah, it kind of started from there, and I think like you guys know, like if upcoming bands see someone doing something for upcoming bands, then they want a piece of it. So yeah, it's just kind of spiraled from there really, and now it's just completely crazy and out of control. But I love it when I get time.
How did you get your Twitter to be so big on there, like so quick?
Well, it all stemmed again from one instance. My pint downing got like 1 million views, and I just had like this influx of like thousands of followers. But then I think at the peak of that I had like 14,000 followers, so it's still growing and I can't keep up. But good platform, so I don't mind doing it. Like that's kind of what my whole Twitter is about now, is just being a platform for upcoming fans.
Does it not feel like another full-time job though, running a Twitter as well as actually working?
Oh my god, sure. Yeah, like Monday to Friday, like during the day, I don't even look at Twitter. So most evenings it's like my second job. So I'll log off my work computer, take Lila out for a walk, and then I'm like, deep breaths. And like most days. I'm like, when I see all my DMs and stuff, I'm like, just go through them one at a time. But yeah, so it is hard work, and it does get a bit too much sometimes. But I try my best to answer everybody.
You're on the radio now, aren't you?
Well, I'm having a little break from the radio now. So
You're still doing some things though, aren't you? I know it's what is it, that Friday Night Live you're doing?
Friday Night Live, yeah. So yeah, that's once a month. So that's as James knows, that was my first like live radio thing with Dan Potter and Robert Carlyle as well. He sort of gives us 5 songs every month to play and like says a bit about the songs. That's really cool. Yeah, but in terms of my own shows, I'm just having a little breather. It's just time. I just ran out of time.
It's a lot of work, isn't it? Putting a radio show together. You know, people think it's you just have to speak for an hour or so, but it's not. It's the actual producing the show. That's the hard thing. It takes so much time.
Yeah, it does. And I think if I do them again, then I will do it live, and then hopefully that'll take away some of the burden. But like pre-recording a show will take me like 8 hours. So it's like 10 days. It's just like a whole day's work. And I'm trying a bit of perfectionist really. So I try and make sure that everything is right. And then like the editing of the show takes forever. Like you have to edit the sound of every single individual song and voiceover bit. So yeah, but I'm sure I'll do more. I'm sure I'm like, I miss doing my own show.
How did you get Robert Carlyle involved in it and picking songs?
I'm not sure. I think Dan Potter just asked him if he wanted to kind of be involved somehow, and he said yeah. And he didn't come up with the name Bobby's Bangers, but he's just kind of gone with it. Bobby's Bangers. Was it Bad Butcher Shop?
It seems to work. I've not really heard much of him sort of going on about songs until about 2 or 3 months ago, and now it seems like every week there's someone like, oh yeah, tipping this band. They're all like really good bands that everyone picks. So it's good.
Yeah, he does it every Saturday. So he lives in Vancouver. So I think his time, like this morning, he was doing it at like 6 a.m. And I was just too early for me. I was like, it's too early, mate. Yeah, no, he's a real new music fan, which is good. And obviously he's got a really great platform. But yeah, it's just, I think a lot of his kind of not crazy fans, lovely fans, sort of say they listen to the music, but whether they do or not, I don't know.
Yeah, a bit of a crossover.
Yeah, it's nice for him to do it though, isn't it? Like taking his time out, and like most people on his level have like 6 agents to get through to even be able to speak to him. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Yeah, good. Kind of weird, kind of surreal still. It's like, wow.
It's pretty big.
Not Sarah James.
I think in terms of like British film legends, doesn't get much bigger than Bobby Carlyle.
Definitely not. And you're doing a little band T-shirt. I don't know what to call it. What, a challenge, a mission?
My band teacher
That's yeah.
today is number 84, 85, 80. So I've worn. This is Arctic Monkeys one, inspired one. So yes, this is my 85th consecutive day of wearing a band tee. Although it's technically not, because I have worn a couple of hoodies. So it's inspired merchandise challenge 2021.
Should get disqualified for that.
You know what? To enter the Guinness World Records, and I said I kind of like messed it up myself by wearing. It's cold days, you know. I need more than a t-shirt.
That would have been cool. That you should have gone for the Guinness World Records. That'd have been cool. Get a little plaque on your wall.
It would be good, wouldn't it? I might do, but I said there might be a technicality. It might not be able to be a band challenge. It might just be like music-inspired merchandise she has worn every day.
You'll have to do it next year then. Instead, you'll have to do it again next year.
I came up with the idea when I was drunk on like New Year's Eve or something. Well, wouldn't it be a great idea if I wore a different band t-shirt every single day? Yeah, 85 days in, and I haven't worn anything else but band tees.
Once you put it out onto Twitter, that's it now, though, isn't it? Like, you can't back out of it now.
I know, that's it, and I don't feel like I can, so I feel like I've got to stick it through now. Only 280 days to go.
Yeah, not too bad. Doing all right. Have you found that bands are sending you t-shirts to wear? Because at the end of the day, it's promotion for them. You know, if you're wearing their t-shirt, a lot of people will see it on Twitter because it's become quite a big thing. So have you had bands sending you merch to wear?
I get like 2 or 3 t-shirts a week, which is good because I think I'm about 70 t-shirts off the 365 now. So yeah, I get some loads. My postman must think, what? I feel like I need to. Why do these t-shirts come through the post? But yeah, no. So, but it's obviously nice. I never started this to think I'm just going to get a shitload of free t-shirts and merch, but never about that. My was just to wear a different one every day. But if it helps bands, then that's good.
We're happy to get sent free t-shirts as well if anybody wants to send it to us.
Oh yeah, if any bands are listening,
video sample, we can both wear a t-shirt.
Well, you can always have the ones that I've worn. I can't wear them.
We'll sell them. We'll sell them on, make a profit.
No, I could. I've just got a pile now of clean t-shirts that I've worn and washed and dried, and then it's just piles now.
I'll tell you what you need. You need your own merch. You need China Sam merch.
Even I wouldn't wear that. No, I think I did the virtual pub crawl shows last year, like with all the new music, and there were some tees made with my name on, which is quite cool. I was like, oh my god, I've got my merch shop on. You could buy hats, jumpers, mugs, anything you want, because you just get the basic design and you can just put it onto any product. So yeah, that was quite bizarre.
Yeah, cool. Nobody Talks anymore t-shirts, weren't it? We wore them. They worked out quite well.
I one of those, see, because that technically could fit in with the Banty challenge.
Okay, cool.
We'll have to get one sorted for you, Sam. Get it sent over.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, we'll get one done for you this week. Well, I don't know who you got it off, James, but you can get it.
We'll get it sorted.
Oh yeah, do it, because I can wear it then, and then I can post all the links to all our previous podcasts.
That's a good idea. That's a good.
You'll be able to open up like a shop, like the old retro football kit shops. You'll be able to get one with just bands t-shirts.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I think there's a market for it though, isn't there? Everyone loves a band.
Especially the ones like you get ones that have gone out and stop being sold. You'll start be able to actually sell them then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But then could I part with them? I made 165 by the end of the year, but I'll be like, but they're my bounties. Because I've been collecting them for 15, 16 years. So yeah, I've got quite a collection. And most of them have been bought like if I'm going to watch a band like on tour or something. So a lot of them are kind of tour related, which is nice. Good memories.
What's your favourite one you've got then?
My favourite band t-shirt. God, I don't know. That is a very good question. I'll have a little think and come back to you. One is, to be honest. I don't know. No idea.
I've got the new Uno Mas t-shirt on. If you can
Oh, what
see it.
for? Blue. Is that
Yeah,
like
I've got a blue Uno Mas t-shirt on.
because I bought the pink one, didn't I?
Yeah, and the blue one is very nice. If the lads will be they'll probably be watching this when it goes out, but I've got the blue one on. I can't be asked taking my jumper off though. I'm too cold.
Where are you? Home?
I'm at home. Yeah, I'm just sat in my messy bedroom. That's why I've got this background on.
I thought that was going to be a wall, James.
There's piles of clothes on the floor and everything. So.
Oh no! See, I was gonna. Yeah, I think everything's tidy in the background. I'm not sure.
It looks very tidy.
Yeah.
To know.
Who's that picture of behind you? Is that the Libertines?
It is the Liberty. I was going to move. Hold on, I can move the laptop.
Let's have a look.
Liberty.
Hey, look at that. That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Back to me actually years ago. He's split up with his partner, and oh no, sorry, no, beg your pardon. He was living with his partner, and she didn't want it up on the wall, and I only lived around the corner from him. So one day he came knocking at the door, and he was like, "Oh, Sam, do you want this before it gets thrown out?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" Ever since, and sometimes he'll comment if he sees it like in the background or something, like, "Oh, you still got that canvas then?" Like, yeah, cool.
I like that. That's cool.
It is cool. You got a matching t-shirt jacket for it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I got one of the Libertines jackets. So that was a mad day. I went to watch. Well, I had like a backstage pass, which was kind of cool, at this festival in Margate in Kent a few years ago now. But yeah, so I got to spend the day with the Libertines, and this guy called Dean, who was not quite sure what he was doing there, but Dean Martin, he was like, well, we got to wear like these jackets kind of like as promo for the day, and he was just like, you can keep it. And I was like, sweet. But inside it's literally sweaty and God knows how it stinks. But I'm just one of my most treasured things.
It's pretty cool, that.
Sort of sweat-covered things. People do it in like set lists that have all ripped and been soaked all over. It's strange to collect.
Yeah, do you know what? That's really good. When I did my Coventry show, I kept one of the set lists from the night, and it's just where I put in my handbag all night. It's got like spill stain all over it, all the ink kind of ran. Like, yeah, that's it. It's kind of a good night. But yeah, the Libertines, like, yeah. I'll show you the inside of the jacket at some point. It's pretty good.
I've noticed something. I noticed something yesterday. I was having a little scroll through Twitter, and This Feeling had announced a little festival, and they announced you were doing a DJ set. Tell us about that.
No, it's true. I've never done a DJ set in my life, so I'm going to be turning up with all the other This Feeling DJs. Like, right, this is what I want to show you what to do. So I'm friends with Mikey that runs This Feeling, and I was supposed to do it last April. That was when these shows were originally on. He just said, "Do you want to come down and just spin a few tunes?" And I was like, "Is it hard?" And he was like, "No, it's easy." So I was like, okay. And I didn't think I was going to be doing it like on the rescheduled dates, but he phoned me the other day and was like, "You still coming down?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" But it's a great lineup, isn't it? So
it's really good. Yeah.
You guys go?
Yeah. Is that their festival one that they're doing in? Is it Birmingham and London?
That's it. Rewired, isn't it?
Rewired, yeah. Leeds and London. I think I'm only doing the London one. I'm not sure. If I am,
how well you play.
Yeah, really good.
We'll have to come down to that little road trip.
Do it. It'd be brilliant. I think there's still tickets available. But if not, I'll be like, "Oi, I'm DJing at this event."
I've been trying to teach myself how to DJ the past few weeks. I've got some. Let me show you this little gadget that I've got here. 2 seconds. I've got myself some. Oh, you can't even see it. You see that? Oh, you can't even see it. Anyway, there we go. You can see it a little bit. Some mini DJ.
Oh, cool.
Decks. little mini DJ decks, and I've been teaching myself how to DJ. So when gigs are back, watch this space because I'm going to be DJing.
DJ James in the house.
We're looking at trying to get DJs more at our gigs, so it just makes it more of a gig, doesn't it, when you've got a DJ rather than silence for 20 minutes between bands. So whether we want James DJing or not sure. We're thinking of getting a DJ.
Or just playing music rather than. So I'm just going to quickly flick this up. Someone's commented something, I couldn't see you. Yeah, my DJ thing is just going to be more kind of just playing tunes rather than actual mixing songs. Well, I hope it's not anyway. I've got a few months to learn if
You'll be
needs be.
scratching on the decks and all sorts.
Oh God, imagine me turn up like, if you have a DJ before, Sam, no.
doing the whole DJ talk.
Oh God, could you imagine?
Turning the volume down and Shine Sam on the decks. Buffet's now open.
Could you imagine how much that would be? That would be so bad. If I that would be so bad. My Wiltshire farmer accent. Right, everyone, you up for some tune? It'd be so terrible. But yeah, it will be really good. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, it looks good. I did see the line for that actually. It looks a good one. Is it Ivory Wave? Well, they changed the name. They changed the name to Big Image. They're playing there, aren't they?
I know. I don't know what the whole name change was about, but yeah.
They disappeared for a bit, and then I saw them that they changed the name. I don't know reasoning why, but
Big Issue. Did you say
Big Image?
Oh, Big Image. I thought you said Big Issue. Anyway, moving on. Oh, here's Lila. Come to say hello.
I know, she has to get involved, didn't she? We've been at work for hours this morning. I thought she'd be tired, but
she's just trying to bite you.
She always does, James. She always tries to bite me. See, this is the thing. Normally I'm on my laptop, you can't see below my head. This is what she's doing for the entirety of any podcast. Just bites me throughout the whole thing.
It has been a difficult thing to try and edit out, just the dog popping up and biting you.
Down over there. Go on, stay.
She's looking at your hand like, I'm going to bite that in a minute.
Oh, God. What goes on underneath the laptop. Like for the whole of the Gaz Whelan podcast, this is what she was doing, and I was trying to be like, yes. It's attention. She just likes some attention.
She just wants to be involved, doesn't she, in the podcast?
Yeah, she does. Anyway, just ignore her.
How have you found it doing the podcast, especially like Gaz Whelan, and we started off with John McClure? How have you found doing them?
What's that, sorry, Stu?
How have you found doing the podcast? You know, like we've had like Gaz Whelan and John McClure and like loads of like really good bands. How's it actually been?
Yeah, it was good. The chat with Gaz was really great, actually. A really great guy. It was really funny. Obviously, yeah, I think we were supposed to do one with John for a second one, but I think he's come off social media, hasn't he, for the moment?
Yeah.
All a bit too much for him at the moment. But yeah, no, it's been good. Like, yeah, I'll talk to anyone, me. I think the only person I'd be a little bit nervous about would be like Liam Gallagher, maybe.
We'll try and get him on the next series.
We just, every tweet he does, should we just ask him, come on our podcast?
Just to top tweeting them all. Go on my podcast. Go on my podcast. Go on my podcast.
yeah, I think I'll be okay, like with anyone. But yeah, I think he's the only person I'd be nervous about. But yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good fun. Got to chat to loads of different people, and yeah, it's been a laugh.
What have you found out that's been interesting most off like the bands?
God, goodness me, I don't know really.
That they like to chat.
Yeah, all the bands have been. Yeah, it's just nice to find out about them, isn't it? A little bit and what they're up to, and just finding out like garden parties, favourite meal deals, things like that. The relative, what's the word? No, I'm trying to think of the word I was going to say then. My mind's gone. I can't even think of like a simple word here.
I enjoyed one of the first ones you did with Owen talking about their EP and him recording. I enjoyed that one.
Which band was that?
Owen from The Recreation.
Oh yeah. Owen was really good. Yeah, that feels like ages ago now.
Yeah,
We did.
nearly a year ago,
Then.
must be nearly a year ago that now, because it was quite at the start, weren't it?
It was. I think the first one was Recreation, wasn't it? So yeah, I think it was in April. So yeah, nearly a year.
Wow.
I know. Oh yeah. I think we should have like a tweet and then just tweet out all the podcasts in chronological order.
While we're having this break, before we come back and start it again, we'll just post them out and get people to rewatch them, because there's some really interesting stuff that's talked about. I remember John McClure talking about, was it like AI sort of music and things like that, which was interesting.
Oh yeah, like the next stage of music, like where it can go. That was really cool. And he's kind of right, isn't he? Like, imagine if there was that kind of like some mad genre.
Yeah, there needs to be something new. Like, I've watched a few things recently about like the 60s and sort of like the mods coming through, and then like me and James watched Creation Stories this week as well, and there just needs to be something new and fresh coming through, rather than, you know, just the same music every week, every year.
Yeah.
Sea shanties.
That worked for lottery winners, didn't it? So.
Oh, they did well with those, didn't they? The sea shanties. Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean. There's no what is going to be next. Like, it's got to be something technology related, because that's kind of the way of the world now. But yeah, it'd be interesting, won't it? Maybe like in 10 years or something.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be like some bands we see soon and be like, oh, what's that? That's awful. And then they'll be like the ones who sort of led it. When we look back 20 years, they'll be the ones, everyone going, oh wow, they started all this. And when we've heard it, we're like, what's this?
I know, because like if you think about like the way music's gone, like on the journey, it always kind of links to the like era previously in some kind of way. So whether we've just exhausted all avenues, I don't know. But there's still music, isn't there, coming through?
Oh yeah, some really good music, and there should be even more next year, because everyone's had like a year of focusing on it, and like people have been releasing, but some people have just been writing, aren't they? So there should be loads coming out next year or this year.
Yeah, I've been surprised even by what was released last year and like the start of this year. There's some really good tracks out there. Yeah, I think my playlist that I've done has got nearly 700 songs on already. That's just since the beginning of January.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's been a lot. Me and James were making a list before for him to play on his radio show, and there's been loads just this weekend. Like Corella have had theirs. Uno Mas was this week? Last week?
Last week.
Yeah, Glue, and the Corella one's called Monday, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Monday. That's a really good one. And yeah, Casio got a new one. I can't remember who else we listed before.
The Claws we were talking about.
Claws are back after 18 months. That is an absolute banger, and they sound completely different as well to what they previously sounded like. So yeah, and I love the Claws because they've got the whole image, haven't they? Like back in the day, you could kind of get away with being a good band just with amazing music, but I think you've got to have the whole package nowadays, haven't you? You've got to be like your whole branding. It's like, isn't it? Like kind of everything that you do, what you wear, how you post, everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
When we had Trust Fox on last week, speaking to him, I was speaking to him about like the branding, and like obviously he's a photographer, and just how like that's more important than like the actual music. Well, just as important as the actual music, like your actual brand and how you look can make such a difference.
For sure, and I think the Lathams as well, they're a good example, like with the way that they sort of created their kind of brand. I suppose with their link to the Coral, I think the Coral have been quite heavily involved in the way they've promoted their music. But yeah, I think it's really important for bands to not just be a band, but to really focus on creating like an image that will just kind of stand out and be attractive, I guess. But yeah, as I say, loads of good tunes. I think there was 50 new tunes out on Friday that I added to my playlist. So yeah, every week I'm just like, whoa, so much.
It is. We both get, well, I'm sure you do as well, just get sent loads, and it's hard to just actually pick what we need to feature, because there's only so many we can write about and so many we can put in our playlist. Like we put 20 in our playlist every week and change it, but just picking them 20 is so hard.
Yeah, I know. I started doing one as well with that. I'm just going to literally replace the songs every week, and last week I had 40, and I was thinking, I'm just going to do 40, and then it's ended up with like, I think it's like 45 that I've kept. But I do need to narrow it down. You should redo like a top 20. Good. Sorry. She's like all the time, but you just don't see her normally. Right, Lila, can you stop, please? And we should go to bed.
If we put you on the spot now, then and say like pick the top 10 of this year, who would you go for?
What, top 10 bands and artists?
Yeah, of released this year. So in the last 3 months.
What that have released music or are going to?
That have released.
Oh, it's so difficult, isn't it? Okay. So I've got to do a shout out to a band called King Blonde, who released their debut single in January, February, called Low Light, and their follow-up single Noah. They're absolutely incredible. Who else? I think the Claws as well, because the Claws have just come back with a bang. I'm just trying to think of my best songs of this year so far. Oh my god, there's just so many, your mind just goes blank.
It's hard to pick, isn't it?
It's so hard. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the ones that I've listened to the most. The Snuts new one.
Yeah, they're really good. I've got tickets for their show up in Barrowland, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh, sweet. I think I'm just supposed to be seeing them in London, I think. But like you booked so many gigs last year. Difficult.
Rihanna saying they've been moved, don't you?
Rihanna Dan released her debut single and her follow-up single on Friday. She's one to watch for sure. Garden Party, got to do a shout out for Garden Party. Just bang. I'm just difficult to say because I'm kind of like when were the songs released? There's a band. Oh, what are they called? My mind's gone blank. Oh my god, this song's so good, and it's just so groovy, and I can't think of the name of the band. I tell you what I'll do. I'll have a think, and I'll do a top 10. My mind's full of music all the time. It's just really difficult.
I was listening to the new Columbia. I was listening to the new Columbia song this week. Have you heard it? The one that I think it's out next week.
Yes, I have heard it. It's massive.
Really?
Yeah, they say. But yeah, they're brilliant. I love Columbia. They're so good. But yeah, it's another anthem. That's out next Friday, isn't it? Yeah. Reclaim. Oh, I've got a new one coming out.
That's a bell to that.
James.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a sneaky listen to that one, and that's a great tune. A good band though.
Joker or the Joker.
That's the one.
Yeah, they're really cool. Like kind of like 80s electronica vibe.
Yeah, they're really good. They played live for us, didn't they? At Gulliver's. That was a really good show they did there.
And the Bread Shed.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Mm.
That's cool. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think. So Shader had a big banger, didn't they? Runaway.
Yeah.
At once, but it's just just get so overwhelmed. My mind just blocks it out. Loads of good tunes.
Well, who are you looking forward to hearing new music from that have maybe been away for a bit, or
I think they're due to drop some new tunes soon. Stanley's. I'm not heard anything. The Kairos. I did hear a little sneak preview of something. The Kairos in Liverpool. They released their last song in January last year, so looking forward to that. Who else? Fontaines DC. Hopefully they'll do something more this year.
Hopefully they've just announced a tour, haven't they? So hopefully there'll be rescheduled the tour. So hopefully there'll be some new music.
Oh, I hope so. But they did have their album, didn't they, last July? So it's not that long ago.
Yeah, I did see something. I'm sure I saw something about they were finishing recording a new album though, because they must do it quite quick. So.
Oh, I didn't see that. But I've got 3 shows in a week for watching Fontaines. They weren't originally a week together. It's just the way the reschedules have gone. It's like Bath, Bristol, and London all in the space of, I think it was like 10 days or something ridiculous. So I won't be able to go to them all. Lila, sorry. She normally does out of sight, so I can get like just stop it. It's just attention. Yeah, there's loads of good stuff to come, but yeah, Stanleys have not been around for ages. So it'd be good to hear some new stuff from them for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The last 2 that they released, that both went down really well, didn't they?
Yeah, because if you think it's mad, they've only actually had like 2 songs out.
Yeah, I think they have got. I know they've got music on the way. I think there's stuff being recorded. I may or may not have heard something, but That's for me to know and for you to find out.
Well, I did. Craig, isn't it? Craig, their manager, who sent me a few tracks, but I don't know whether that's going to be like songs they're going to release or whether they're going to be doing different ones. I know they were in the studio last year and recorded a load, like 14 songs or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be good to see them back.
Definitely.
Cartoons as well. The Cartoons released their debut single last year, but they've got a really good sound. So it'd be good to see what more is to come from them. And lots of other bands and artists.
Yeah, we're not just missing everybody out. We're just trying to narrow down as much as we can. You mentioned, well, we spoke about Columbia before. Aren't you doing a gig with them in Liverpool?
We are indeed. So me and Dan are going to be hosting a few live, only like one a month, and just part of this Friday Night Live. So yeah, we've got Columbia on board for. So I think they're headlining, aren't they? But that's on the 23rd of October that Columbia will be playing. So that'll be good.
That's good. Are they all going to be in Liverpool, them shows, or are you going to move them around? Do you know?
No, we're going to be doing different cities. So I'm in charge of London, Birmingham and Glasgow. Dates and venues to be confirmed. I've only got 2 sorted at the moment. But yeah, it's just going to be like a one-off show in each city. And Dan's doing like the ones up north.
Sounds good. Looks good. And Columbia are really good live, so that'll be a good show that in Liverpool. Is it at Jimmy's?
Jimmy's, yeah, because Jimmy's, well, we didn't realise actually, we'd already inquired at Jimmy's before they announced they were giving their venue away for free this year. Yeah. In there, boys, for your Pentatonic shows.
We had booked in there before everything shut down, but yeah, I've not even been in the venue. We were meant to have a gig with Ryan Jarvis in Liverpool the weekend that everything shut. So I'd booked a hotel for the weekend, so I went there and then everything shut and I couldn't even get into Jimmy's to have a drink. So that was quite a boring weekend. We just had to stay in the little apartment room I booked for the weekend.
Oh, that's a pain, isn't it? Never mind, everything's going to be open again soon, hopefully. But yeah, I'm there with all the Columbia boys. They just look great fun.
Yeah, they are. And they were good when they did the podcast as well. They were quite funny, weren't they?
Yeah. Couldn't understand the word they said, but they were funny.
I remember that one. Yeah, it was a good one trying to work out what they were saying.
I think it's because everyone was weren't they as well, and yeah, no, it was that was really good. They're great, aren't they? Great guys.
Yeah, really good. But like you say, like shows coming back. We're hopeful. We've actually got one booked in for June as well, June the 26th, which is just after when we're allowed to go. So very hopeful that we'll be allowed. What's your thoughts? Do you think we will?
Well, I hope so. I mean, do you know what? In a weird way, the last month or so, it doesn't really feel like we're in lockdown anymore. Yeah. Everything's busy, and obviously the shops aren't open. But I think it's just the vaccine rollout, and hopefully the next couple of months it can just go as scheduled. Then I can't see why not. I don't know what to think about the festivals.
Yeah, it's quite a big jump to a festival. It's one thing having 100 people in a room, and another having 100,000 together.
Yeah,
how it's going to work. And like with the vaccination passport things, I'm not a fan. I'd happily give like a negative test, but people like me and James, and I don't know whether you have as well, it's not come to us to be offered the vaccine yet, so we've not turned it down. So how can we be refused entry for something we've actually not turned down?
Yeah, same. I've not had my offer yet because we're young, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've not had mine done yet. I mean, if it comes to it and we have to do it, but I'm with you. I don't really agree that there should be a vaccine passport.
No, I'm happy to have the vaccine. I've nothing against the vaccine. I just don't. I think having the vaccine passport is the wrong way to go about it, especially for people who, not that they don't want the vaccine, it's just not got round to them yet. Because when festivals are going ahead, everyone's not going to have had the vaccine by that point.
No, exactly. Yeah, I don't know whether you would need to have both of them done, or it's just going to be a load of old people at festivals.
Just loads of 80-year-old people at festivals, which might be a cool way to go with it. But yeah. It's like Ian Brown turned down Neighbourhood, didn't they? Because they were, I'm guessing they couldn't rule out not doing it. I'm guessing that's what's happened. But he said that he's not playing anywhere where they'll have a vaccine passport.
Yeah, I saw that, and I think that was expected, wasn't it, from Ian?
But he's still playing Transmit though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so that he's just been announced for Transmit Festival. So surely all the festivals are going to have the same sort of entry system. So why would he pull out of one and not the other? That's what I want to know. Ian, if you're listening.
Yeah, Ian, if you're watching our podcast, please let us know. Through your mate's phone on Twitter.
Best named festival, is it either?
Yeah, Transmit. I didn't even think about that.
Well, he's cancelled all his tour in Ireland and stuff like that, hasn't he? And he's been very active on Twitter with all the conspiracy theory stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah. I don't know what to think of it really. I mean, I just get on with it, just do what I've got to do what I'm told to do. Yeah, it'd be a shame if he can't perform, but it's his choice, isn't it? If he decides not to perform, then it's up to him. But yeah, I hope festivals go ahead. I'm hopeful, but we've just had our hopes up so many times, and then something will just come along, like another strain or whatever. And so yeah, until it actually happens. But we still got a few months. So
yeah, and I'm hopeful. And like the festivals must know more, and they're investing so much money in all the advertising and paying the bands that they wouldn't be taking that risk if they weren't quite confident that it could go ahead.
Yeah.
Darklife in Manchester is run by Sacha Lord, who's the one who's been doing he's the one who's been campaigning. I don't know whether he's done a lot for down there, but especially in Manchester, he's done loads. So I feel like he's the one in the know, and his Parklife's been announced. So
yeah, I know who he is. Yeah. Fingers crossed. But I suppose we just have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to come back in a few months. But I case dependent, isn't it? If the cases are staying low and the majority of people are vaccinated, then it's kind of, there's no reason why it can't go ahead, because it's a relatively 99.9% safe environment.
So, yeah, I think you've got to draw the line somewhere where we've all had the vaccine, it's got to spread, rather than, there's one person in England who still got it, so we can't go outside. There's got to be a line where we sort of go, right, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and I think they've said that we're going to be living with this for a while anyway, like years or whatever in the background. So there is going to be some stage where we've got to say, right, come on, let's just get on with it.
Yeah, hopefully we're not sat back in our houses doing a podcast in a few months' time instead of being able to actually meet up and do it properly, because it'd be much better to do it in person.
Oh my goodness, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? To do like live interviews.
Yeah. And hopefully that's something we can get onto, but as of yet, we can't really plan that, can we? So.
No.
Well, if we don't get festivals, there's always the next Nobody Talks Anymore event.
There is. We were looking at talking about plans for that, weren't we, this week, and what we can do.
I've been busy plotting away.
Have you?
I've got some ideas, and you might like it. I'll let you know after this podcast, Sam. I'll let you know what I'm having to think about.
Oh, good. I know you can for it. It was good. It was good the last one, wasn't it? 6 months ago. Blimey.
It's going to be even better the next one.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Well, the first one we did was really good because everyone could stand up and walk, actually talk to each other, which is kind of the idea of what we were going for, so that people from the industry could meet and talk to each other rather than being spoke at. But hopefully we can get back to doing that.
I think that was possibly one of my favourite events we've ever put on. It was cool. It was nice to stand back and look at everybody in the industry. Like, you had bands, promoters, photographers, radio hosts or whatever, and they were all talking to each other in the same, mixed in with people who run record labels and all sorts of people involved in the industry, all in the same room talking to each other, which was nice. It was nice to, there was a point where I just went upstairs in the venue. I was just looking over everything, and it was nice because there wasn't like one person who was sat down having just on their own. Everyone was talking to each other. So hopefully we can,
common denominator, isn't it? Like, everyone's got their own thing about music. So yeah, that's it. It's a really good idea, isn't it? And obviously when we did our one, I know it was a bit difficult with social distancing and stuff, but just really interesting people.
Yeah, it was good. And I think we kind of avoided that sort of pretentious side to it. Me and James have both been to talks like that, and there's people walking around going, "Oh, I'm such a buddy, you should speak to me." Whereas we're kind of, the whole idea of Nobody Talks Anymore was to sort of avoid that. We don't want that. We want everyone to speak rather than, oh, we need to go and worship this person over here. So I feel like, hopefully we've sort of got that across, and that's what we're aiming for. Yeah,
and communication's a good thing, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, definitely, and it helps learning. Like, we're still learning. We don't really know what we're doing, and I don't know whether it shows. It probably does. Yeah. But yeah, it is good to sort of talk, and like the people just getting into it. It's such a difficult leap from nothing and having this idea of, or I want to be a photographer, or I want to be in a band, and actually doing it and actually finding out how you can go about it.
Yeah, no, it's really good. But yeah, it'd be great if you do another event.
Watch this space. That's all I'm saying.
This is going to be our last one for a while, and we're going to take a break and sort of replan how we're going to come back and sort of do it. We'll just have a little discussion about that ourselves. But we've got 17. This is going to be our 18th podcast. They're all on YouTube, and we're going to try and stream them through Twitter so that you can watch back and go through them all and learn anything. So thank you very much for featuring in them all, Sam. You've been great. You've been great on them all, and all the bands as well. So yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Absolute pleasure. No, it's been really great fun doing them, and just obviously meeting all these lovely bands and people. But yeah, it's been really great fun, and a great end to series 2 with the 2 people, the brains behind it all.
Brains, but yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Well, yeah, no, thank you for everyone for watching as well.
Great.
It's been great.
Yeah, it has been, and it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you.
And you, Sam.
Oh, thank you, James.